But I wasn't sure whether you would want me to play like a random NPC or something like that, or whether bullshit reasons for Tanis.
You can play a role character. We can say that, I don't know, maybe...
I did actually come up with a bullshit reason for her to be there.
Science-based game tournament.
Was she on Europa when it sank? On the island when it sank?
Sounds possible.
She's been in a VR pod the entire time.
Yes!
And hasn't noticed.
I had a couple of different reasons. One was either she was there, because I was reading from Europa, they were talking about how they do those like, basically sort of like geocaching, underwater exploration geocaching tournament things.
Mapping of the surface, yes.
Yeah, I was figured she'd either be there like as Tanis doing that, or for the, do you remember I was telling you about the campaign concept I was coming up with that was involving the simul space games? And I was saying that's why Tanis left. She left because she was assigned to do this, and I thought she could have a source that had some valuable information for her, but they were on Europa, and then shit happened, and so she had to come. But their backup was before they had the information, so she had to go to get them.
The only condition is that you need to be in the ruins of this habitat for the past week.
Alright.
Unless you actually came down with these guys.
I'll say she's been there for the past week. Yeah, I'll go with the explanation that she was there for a tournament.
Also, the new book.
Ah, yes. When I put together the sheet, originally it was with the idea that she is using a synthomorph that she got from someone who works at her father's company. So I had, based on the second...
Is it a custom morph?
No, it's one of the Cetus?
Cestus.
However it's supposed to be pronounced one?
Cestus brothers unite! They're all Cestus too.
Oh, they were?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Because wait, we're going to be in cold climates? Might as well.
We're going to be underwater, I may as well be a submarine.
I just looked at Europa and they're like, well, one of the most common morphs on Europa is the Cestus one. So I'm like, okay, I'll use that.
We actually had a situation where he just straight up cut off one of his legs.
Yep.
And wasn't really hindered by it.
Wait, so there's 3 ones
I
back?
he got 3 more.
It's the zero chance approach.
I feel like I haven't, not as many D10s as I thought I did.
You never realize how little D10s you have until you actually use them.
I mean, I bought a whole bunch when I started playing this game. Not that you really technically need more than a couple of sets.
Well, some of them you need to assign for the inevitable point where you have to throw several of them away.
For the point you play a high-powered game and you're throwing down like 20.
That was ridiculous because I was doing math and actually...
That's awesome. I'm just sad that we wound up getting stalled out so much for time in the beginning.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Although I love the point that he gets to the stage, you're doing the math, and he's just stopping to look. Stop adding, he's dead.
Further bullets are not necessary at this time.
There is nothing left to shoot.
So we call overkill.
There is no overkill, there's only keep firing and I need to reload.
And the occasional jam.
That's what extra guns are for.
Super ambidexterity needs to be nerfed.
I think the thing is you're not likely to have a morph that has enough arms to do it most of the time. And even then, Eclipse Phase doesn't really care if you make a broken combat character, because being good at combat isn't actually that important.
Alright.
Eclipse Phase generally.
I mean, terrible things could happen, like infection, or you're sleeping into a Surya and you're chasing somebody across the surface.
Yeah, that's the other issue. If someone in your group makes that character, yeah, how long do you think it's going to take before the GM just makes him get infected with something and makes him start shooting the rest of you?
This Eclipse Phase character spreadsheet is excellent, if only because when you do the printed out version, it prints out all of your equipment and upgrades and the information on it, so you don't have to go digging through the book.
Summary of what it does.
Exactly. And it tells you where to find further information. It's beautiful.
Which spreadsheet is that?
Character generation one.
I don't know who the creator on this one was, but I could Skype it to you.
Okay, thanks. Alright, where we last left off, these 2 clowns. We're going through the battered remains of the fishhook habitat that had sunk after a mysterious incident on Europa, sparking the big interplanetary crisis release.
It is the gold mining verticals.
New Gold Rush, I think was the tag.
Yeah. You made your way to the Pylo crater, in which you had to deal with scientists and criminals.
I have been informed in no uncertain terms that it is pronounced Quill. Someone was very specific about that.
Really?
Yeah.
Like on a YouTube comment.
Yeah, basically.
Oh man.
It wasn't a YouTube comment, but yeah.
But they heard it.
Really annoyed.
You know what? Make sure they listen to this, and make sure they turn up the volume and listen closely. Pie well, pie well, pie well, pie well. Bloody Mary. Anyway, after getting into the elevator head, making your way down the elevator shaft, and having to deal with the hidden concern, or at least a sub-faction of the hidden concern. Their actual purpose there was odd and seemed horribly disorganized. You swiftly dealt with them by blowing up their supplies and shooting their leader. And after investigating his eye patch, he was in fact wounded in that eye. Making your way past that, going down to beneath the crater, there was a noise and a rumbling. Came back up to it, to the Firewall crater, and witnessed that the Jovians had attacked. Deciding, we don't really need to focus on that right now. You guys made your way down to the bottom of the crater, the bottom of the crust again, and made your way underwater to the habitat. You parked the vessel itself, the little escape pod you discovered, in a bit of coral reef, not too far away from the actual habitat itself, pissing off a tiny little lobster thing, who vowed eternal vengeance on you.
Yep. Got my eye out for him. Pretty sure it's an exsurgent trip.
This whole time he's sitting there working on all the bolts on the outside of the
You
ship.
come back, there's a single bolt that's been loosened.
I just lean over and just go, and just put it back.
I thought he broke his hand doing that.
One of
He
them.
did. That's why he's being so careful with his other ones. Really being gently easy with it.
You got some buddies too. They have some little tools made from like little sticks and bits of coral.
They're known as gremlin crabs. They like to dismantle things.
They exist now.
Gremlin crab.
Because of their Latin name, Gremitosis crustaceo. Now, I'm pretty sure crustaceans have a different name, arthropod or something.
Well, arthropod wouldn't be used in a binomial Latin name because it's much higher on the sort of characterization ladder. But yeah, you need a genus and a species name. You certainly wouldn't be using the species name Crustacea.
I'll come up with something later. I've done enough improv today. I don't need to improv the name of a crab.
Yes, you do. Improv Latin.
Omni fluncus morti. Yeah, it's not improv if you say it by heart.
Fabricati diem. Baked by day. Which is not proper Latin, but let's just never mind that.
Ex-nay on the Atten leg. Okay, making your way into the habitat. You found a door to your right, which was sealed. However, inside was a security bot, which you slowly drowned, causing it to malfunction and die. Its last little whirring motors as it fizzed and popped, and then you ripped out its hard drive and searched everywhere for a place to plug in said hard drive.
Plenty of options, all of them bad.
Yes, all the options were bad.
Let's see, do we want to plug it into the life support or into the central archive database? Well, neither, ideally.
However, it did give you the ID of the person who the security bot was following, as well as hinting that there was something active on this habitat during that time.
Yes, hinting.
I
hate displaying on a screen.
For this kind of game, that's a hint. In this game, a shot to the face is a subtle nudge.
Fire a warning shot into his skull.
Remember, it is always customary to punch their spleen when grieving a loved one. It'll grow back. We have the technology for that.
So wasteful.
Anyway, afterwards, you made your way into the engineering section, in which you witnessed a trail of blood leading from one of these water trenches, These trenches being in many of the hallways and rooms of the sections of the habitat that are specifically for aquatic-based morphs, so they can interact or enter and exit into air-filled sections of the habitat. The trail led to a sealed airlock leading to the scientific wing, but the party did not go there, for good reason and suspicions.
Suspicions of horrible monster, irritations of locked doors.
Yes, because there's been nothing but locked doors.
And infected blood. Well, presumably infected blood.
And the horrible and the horrible destruction of innocent security robots.
Yep.
I will miss you, Unit
417. The worst part is you're gonna have to remember that it's called Unit 417. Because I'm writing it down.
Conveniently, you have an audio record of them now, so.
Now you
No,
know,
you'll remove it.
now you know my hell. Just replace it with an editing beep. Or a spliced in version of my voice going,
No, it's actually your voice, very distinctly your voice, saying a different number.
417.
B. After making your way to the courtyard itself, park meeting area, the ceiling crushed in and leaking, these two were attacked by horrible, horrible octomorph things that attacked this one. Hugged him with all the sincerity of a jilted lover.
Which I immediately shoved a dangerous, unstable nuclear laser microwave thing.
Oh yes, your gun looks like it came from a do-it-yourself guide on the internet. It's got several batteries plugged into it. It's covered in nanotape.
I overclocked a microwave agonizer.
Oh yeah, no, I heard.
I'm waiting for the day you roll double nines. Because oh buddy.
And then the habitat exploded.
You are essentially carrying a mini nuclear device. Bomb device.
Never burn your last point of boxing.
No, I should have that something you can't burn your boxing on.
You used up all your luck merely by having it. And using it even once without exploding.
Hey, you got a critical success on making it.
Yes. That is why I allow you to have it. It is a magical weapon. I wonder how you'll smuggle it off of Europa.
I won't have to.
Because I know you're not going to leave it behind.
I won't have to. It's all up in here.
He made it, he can just make another one. You'll probably make the next one better. A more important question is who's gonna find it when he leaves it here? And accidentally set it off. Yay, we've just finished fixing up the old habitat. Hey, look what I found. Habitat sinks again. No!
There's an odd heat source down here.
Detecting a strange heat spike coming from near the vicinity of the fish hook attachments. Joshua!
Blacklisted from Europa.
You're just sitting there, you're like, your head's up display just as you have been blacklisted from Europe, and you're just like, yeah, it's fair.
Yeah, I thought it would happen eventually. Surprised it took this long.
Been waiting for that shoot interrupt.
After dealing with the courtyard and its gory inhabitants, and their entrails and mess,
entrails.
they were the first on the menu. The mess vanished suspiciously, and you decided to make your way towards the civilian... What did I call it?
Residential area?
Residential area, thank you. Yeah?
No, nothing.
Then why did you...
Because no, that was me. I was gesturing at myself.
Suggestion of where she might have been.
No, I was talking to myself. Except I talked to myself. Never mind, shush.
I'm Italian. Leave me alone.
Is she?
I have no idea, are you?
You're all mutt.
I have no idea what that is.
A little bit of everything.
Anyway.
I've never heard it called that before.
Like,
Euro mutt.
I need to use that as an insult one day.
Then you inadvertently use it against the one person who it's just a factual statement of.
And they're like, buddy, you remember! I knew you cared.
You remembered my Spanish, Italian, French, English, Welsh heritage.
Don't forget Irish and Scottish.
Nah,
Because those are two different things.
nah, that's his half brother.
Who's also the mafia.
It is not in any way Italian.
The Chicago Mafia. And is Italian.
oh dear.
He has a half brother in the Italian mob and half brother in the Irish mob.
It gets confusing because his two brothers fight and he has to get in the middle of it and try to calm them down.
Yeah.
Christmas time just becomes
But
really
luckily they
awkward.
stay together for the family.
So.
For the families.
I wasn't even making that joke. Nice.
I think we're forgetting the
Free rest points.
I think we're forgetting about the part where I went past my lucidity.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I think Joshua's mental breakdown.
Decide to ignore
Getting
them.
hugged by the Octomorph caused him to have a 2-hour-long mental breakdown in which he sat babbling in a corner,
But first,
talking about takoyaki.
I managed to run back to a flooded area, washed myself off, and then burned the suit using my laser thing.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's not helping your rad count there, buddy.
Yeah, you did those things.
And once that was taken care of, then I went and huddled up into a ball.
And this guy just stood there having no care about psychology and helping his buddies.
So in the end, I believe we left off with me halfway between the floor of the courtyard and the high-rise areas where...
You did go into the scaffolding
Yes.
in the ruined upper section of the courtyard. There wasn't really anything there of interest.
They made use of the stairs.
Yes. And you made your way towards the residential area. The residential area itself is several large cylindrical sections, about 3 or 4, about 20 stories each. Imagine a high-rise, or one of those buildings, if the inside was hollow, and all the buildings were around the inner walls, with walkways along each floor that were transparent and glass.
Those
Cool. And every 2 or 3 floors, there is a bridge.
Yeah, oddly enough, glass bridges don't break very easily because glass actually has really good compressive strength. So it actually sits quite well as a bridge. There's a glass bridge in London actually. And there's another one that I think they made over the Grand Canyon. It's sort of like a hoop that you can walk out and look straight down the canyon.
Who would want to do that?
Lots of people.
Isn't there something like that over in, what's it called? Local place? Canyon?
Turn
I
Capilano.
don't know.
Capilano.
There's a suspension bridge.
I mean, it's only like 4 meters big, but it's
Yeah,
glass.
there's a big long suspension bridge. It's not glass though.
No, there's a little thing nearby it
Oh, okay.
that does the whole ring thing, goes out over the water. Anyway, from up on the glass levels, you see that some of the walkways are splashed over bits of water and they're pouring down through the middle in small waterfalls, obscuring some sections. The damaged fluorescent lights are giving off a bit of a rainbow on some of the waterfalls. It's a pristine look, aside from the fact that a lot of the shops and buildings are closed and windows are smashed and broken and ruined. And there's 1 or 2 corpses around. But that's a minor detail, you don't care about dead bodies.
Shoot the corpses.
Yeah. Expend 3 ammunition.
Done. Shooting them in the head.
Alright.
Actually, I'm going to shoot them in the hip. So that it's hard for them to run. If they get up. Because I don't know if shooting in the head actually will kill them.
Well, if you're using that logic, there is an emergency diamond axe on the wall.
Not touching them. And I'm not touching the diamond axe. You would know that's covered in infection spores.
The most paranoid character ever.
Hey, it's not paranoia. It's a thing that can actually happen.
We need more nanodetectors.
I have 2.
They don't actually help that much. All they do is alert you that there are nanobots in the area. It doesn't mean they're infectious. It also takes it like a minute or so to analyze what ones it found, and it doesn't even necessarily succeed in analyzing them.
I'm gonna have to ask you two. Wait, you can't make a stealth check. You just fired.
Yeah.
You hear gunshots.
I figure probably the best explanation for her being there is that she was on Europa looking for information pertaining to the case that
Okay.
she's working for, and she's still there because she still hasn't found it.
Okay.
Yes. So presumably she's in the residential area?
Yes. Probably a few floors up.
Well, being a little concerned that there's people around with guns, she will do her best to. Ooh, actually, I have little tiny robots that will go out and look for me. Yes.
Specs.
Is there a water path out there? Like, is there a?
Go in the water.
No, she's gonna send. I don't have the dust things. Whatever. I've got the.
Well, what do you have?
I had it highlighted on my other sheet.
What is it called?
I've got Scouts, a smart plankton, which was a smart dust, except it was for underwater use. So I guess that won't actually work here. Never mind.
You have a thing called Scout.
Yeah, but it maps and explores an area, but it doesn't actually. It's not. If I had smart dust, it would work. However, I have lots of things. So I guess she'll just sort of try and sneak close enough to get a view.
Okay.
I do have 360.
You have a
360
motion
vision.
detector.
Just throw the motion detector in there. That would get noticed. Yeah, no, I'll try and stealth up because
Okay.
I'm so good at
She
stealthing.
has nanoscopic vision. That is a good thing to have.
That's gonna be the pose check with these two clowns.
Of course, I didn't actually highlight my stealth because if I'm being smart, I don't stealth. Alright, so I gotta beat a 20.
Alright guys, I want to see on skits.
Well, I got 49, so I trip over something and there's a loud metallic clang as my metal body smacks into a metal pole.
I, as the guy who fired the gun, appropriately got 98.
I got a 20.
Damn it.
So, yes.
So the crazy guy hears me?
I'm not crazy yet.
Okay, he fired like 2 shots for 2 of the bodies. And as he went to the 3rd, you went over to try to investigate, made the noise at the same time you made the shot. He realized that some of that didn't sound like a shot. Came over to you and went, "Didn't you hear that?"
Hear what?
Echolocation.
And I'll be using my enhanced hearing to try and hear their, see if I can, because if I can overhear their conversation.
Well, you will pick up echolocation pings.
That I would. Alright. So, I guess, yeah.
And then I start making ping noises.
Don't get, you're crazy.
Now I'm trying to find where that source of noise was. Crazy or not, I want to know where it came from. And I'm going to shoot it.
She's standing very,
I am going to give
very
it all the
still.
Okay, use echolocation. You get a good image of your surroundings. You're getting a little distortion because of all the moving water. It either bounces off the water or it actually goes through it, and just when it comes back it's weird. But you do notice that there's a shape on one of the floors above you. Looks kind of like another cetus morph. Cestus.
Is it moving?
No, it's standing very, very still.
Good.
The pose best described as a lurking pose.
No, it's still standing still. Are you gonna shoot me?
If I see him moving his gun, it's something I'm moving swiftly away from him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Crit fail.
I'm glad I moved away.
Moxing to a regular fail, please.
Okay.
Didn't we just establish you couldn't do that?
If it was
No,
a
no,
99.
it's only exploding on a 99.
What's his rat count at now?
My robot cares about radiation?
Moderate radiation. Robots
so I guess
don't like radiation either.
So-
Scrambles their circuitry.
You're starting to hear music from the 1940s for some reason.
I don't want to set the world on
And suddenly the chorus sets in. It's, I do want to set the world on fire. Burn them all. Burn, burn, burn.
Now you know what you have to do. Burn the house down.
Burn them all. All right, Lucky. Okay, you miss. Shot goes up a few extra floors.
I knew I shouldn't have
It's
been.
on the glass bridges, and it just tinkles down on you a little rain of glass.
Do you have enhanced vision?
I do have enhanced vision, and
You've just been shot at.
yes, I notice.
With a
And
particularly scary looking beam.
so, what
Oh
happened?
wait, it was an energy beam. It doesn't
Because-
break the glass. It
because,
doesn't melt.
Because she learned her, she learned how you're supposed to behave on missions from these two morons. She's going to run out into where she can see them, chuck a couple of grenades down, and tuck far away.
If somebody dies from this, I'm going to be very happy.
Well, presumably they're not going to get killed by grenades.
Granted, this team doesn't have a good track record with grenades.
Hey,
We
I have an
actually
excellent
have a very
track
good
record.
track record with grenades.
Well, at 99.
She's gonna throw them with her usual flair. Kinesthetics check
You
made.
juggle them with
Who are
your
you throwing
magical
at?
items.
Well, if you guys are down, right?
Yeah, we're
They're
not.
a bit of a distance
We're not
away.
near each other though.
I can only throw one, right?
Well,
So
at the clown shot at you.
yeah, it's gonna go at the clown with the big ass gun, and then she will. So I can. Should I throw
I
a
think
throw
his
weapon and
gun's
then?
actually
His gun's
Mine are
weird.
pistols.
okay.
They're probably
Yeah.
the same size.
So I'll roll the thrown weapon and then a free running to maybe get the hell out of dodge.
Could something like that even free her?
Good point. She's got 8 legs. Well,
you know what? That
it's
should
gonna
be a bonus.
shuffle out of the way. I'm
Okay.
trying to make this as Tanis-like as possible. Alright. So a 13. So a success.
Roll fray, buddy. A grenade is following you.
Did you just fail? Did you?
It's a 95, hold on.
Oh.
Let's see.
You get full fray.
Yes, you do.
I do get full fray, but even if I do that, it would be 59, which is 9 over my fray.
You only have 50 fray.
I think he has like 4 traumas or something.
Oh.
Each one of them gives you minus 10.
Oh.
I don't have any traumas right now.
Oh.
Just a lot of stress.
The grenade hits you on the head. It bounces off and lands right at your feet.
No, this is not a critical fail.
Which kind of grenade is it?
Use a concussion grenade?
That does no damage.
They do damage.
Yeah,
I
but it's
believe
mostly
I
stunning.
believe they do have damage, but mostly stunning.
I actually don't have my cheat sheet with me.
I do.
Yeah. Because it didn't occur to me till I was on my way to the ferry that I was going to be here for Monday.
It deals 1d10 divided by 2, defended by energy armor. But I don't know what extra effect it has. Page 340.
Yep.
Alright. So,
It emits a concussive blast designed to knock enemies off their feet and stun them. Any character caught in a blast radius of 10 meters must take a SOM times 2 test. If they fail, they are knocked down. If their margin of failure is 30 plus, they are additionally stunned until the end of the next action. Anyone caught in the blast suffers negative 10 action modifier for the rest of that action turn. I'm going to say you're going to have to roll that.
I rolled a...
SOM,
It's
even
a
if you don't
D10.
take damage.
I'm not within 10 meters of him.
So what was the damage?
Okay.
I rolled a 9. It's divided by 2,
I saw him
believe.
aiming his
Is it
horrible
round up or
homebrew
round
gun.
down?
I moved as far away from him as possible.
If it's round up, it's 5 damage. If it's round down, it's 4 damage. Rolled a 9.
I believe you round up.
So, 5.
5 damage? Okay.
If only because otherwise it would do 0 damage.
Yes. That does make
What's
sense.
your energy armor?
I'm not sure if I have anything on top of this.
Well, it's only 5 damage. If you have some armor, it's going to help you.
Yeah.
I do have armor.
You should have armor of 8. Your vac suit's gone.
Yeah, apparently I didn't change.
Inbuilt armor
the
for Cestus is 8.
built-in armor. Yes, so I take no damage.
Okay. Roll
Oh.
SOM times 2. You take no damage, but you still get the effect.
I am
Man.
not affected by the stun.
Oh. Grenade goes off in a flash and a force.
Does it literally go off like a Bugs Bunny cartoon? Go. It just has a blackened face. It just goes blink, blink.
Little window wipers come out on his headlights. and there's like black dust on the front of your morph. Aside from that, you're completely unscathed. Make that free running check to see if you're able to leap across into a hiding spot. Don't fail or you'll fall.
Got an 82.
So, what's your free running?
55. So, jump, trip, fall, splat.
You said 82? You could moxie out of that, can't you? 28?
I could, and since I'm not going to have to worry about next week, I will moxie that. So, yes, so she makes her free running check to...
You slip up for a second. You see the entire expanse of the center volume of the residential area as you're worried you're about to fall, but no, you make it across, you're fine. Well, guys, you just had a grenade. You're not sure what you're dealing with. You did see a cestus morph, though.
Mm-hmm.
And considering it was a concussion grenade, and, you know, not a regular grenade, that might say something.
It makes me more suspicious of it.
A detector.
That will cost you your turn if you're doing a full scan.
Well, if I am infected right now, knowing whether I'm infected would change nothing. So, do I see this cestus running away, or did it manage to find a hiding spot?
You see where it went. She was able to get into a better defensive position, but she can still be shot at.
Can I do a kinesthetics check from what I've seen of them to see if I recognize anything familiar in their robotic
I'm going to give
8-legged
you
gates?
a plus 20 bonus case, because you know these two.
D6.
No, but no, is there any...
You know their style.
Yeah, this is true.
You see 3 bodies on the ground.
Well, I got a 91, so... I'm going to assume I failed that, and I'm not going to moxie that just for reasons.
I could try doing a kinesics check, but I have to default on a 10.
Well, it might happen.
Nope.
I succeed 38 out of 60.
This seems vaguely familiar. You've seen free running moves like this before, and you've seen people toss grenades your way before, and be bad at it.
Hey, technically, I hit. That was the grenade's fault. That was not my fault.
Well, I'm going to head off that way. I'm going to try and sneak up on her. That is a success, 53 out of 65 with my minus 10 trauma.
Versus perception. I couldn't beat that and succeed.
If you crit succeed.
True. Nope. I do not see.
You sit there, waiting, wondering why they haven't shot back at you.
Sitting there with 2 more grenades ready to go.
You don't hear the little...
Busy looking.
Oh, come on, if you had like 4 legs, or 3 in your case. I'd have that sound effect going in the back of my head. It'd be part of my heads up display. There'd be a little icon. Just do that at any moment.
Broadcast it on the local mesh.
Even for them to hear. Or the Jaws theme.
So they know their doom is coming. Well, you still get a chance for an action unless you're going to wait for him to do something.
I'm gonna wait.
Alright.
That doesn't sound very crazy to me.
It is. I've seen you in action.
Well, I'm not actually going to do anything. I'm just going to sneak up and watch and see what she's doing.
Alright, your turn.
Alright, so in a world where people change faces, how does one generally recognize other people if not kinesthetic?
Body language, the way they move,
So it would be
and,
kinesthetic checks.
speech cadence.
Alright, well, instead of trying to attack them more, she's actually going to see if there's any way she can get out of the room sneaky, stealthy like. She doesn't know why she's there, and she just wants to get her data and leave.
Okay.
So,
There is an exit to the upper tier of the residential area, 5 floors up.
No, there is actually something I need to do. Do some small maintenance on my gun. It didn't.
When we get to some downtime. Yes.
I was going to say, I have the smart rope, but it's not really going to help when I'm awkward metal spider robot thing. So,
You can still climb stuff.
I can
Yeah,
climb,
there
and
are.
actually, I have a bonus to my freehand climbing. So,
It's worth noting, the cestus looks awkward, it doesn't actually move awkwardly.
And there are
So-
stairs. People lived here.
she's going to go over the most direct route to the door. I have a 90 for freehand climbing, so if that involves climbing, that's what she's gonna do.
You go up, climb.
And I'm not gonna use these dice because they've rolled 90s 3 times in a row. Alright. 19. Success.
Alright. Scuttles up there with all the grace of a spider. Well, actually, spiders are kind of great. Never mind.
Spiders are very good.
I need to learn how to describe things better.
Spiders are graceful, they're just not usually described as such.
You go up another few floors. You're not quite at the exit yet.
Mm-hmm.
You two have another chance of acting.
I'm gonna find an elevator.
Just as
There
a
is
side,
one.
just as a
Turn
side
left.
note, she's got like grenades,
Is it
grenades
working?
obviously attached, strapped
Is
to
it working?
her.
Roll luck.
Sorry.
No.
Now, you press the button. No. Keep pressing it. Nothing happens.
That is not what I was expecting for a failed luck roll. I was expecting you to touch the button and have the button start moving in front of you, just figure.
Something
like that.
No.
There are stairs beside it, though.
The stairs are a mimic.
I love how I keep mentioning stairs and nobody uses them.
I haven't had any chance to use my freehand climbing in the past, so
Well, granted, yeah, you did use them.
as a side note, this
I would
was
be
exactly the
expecting
kind
the
of
stairs.
this was exactly the kind of mission that Tanis was built for, just throwing that out there.
Alright. Going to try to pry open the elevator door.
Alright, I'm going to say that's a sohm times 3.
Times 3 is usually a...
Yeah. It's a civilian elevator door.
Critical success.
Damn!
He just tops it.
I look up, look down, see where the elevator thing is.
Those were the most well-oiled elevator doors you have ever slid open.
So, is the elevator above me or below me?
Yeah, it's a floor below you.
Oh, alright then. I shall start climbing upwards.
Okay, you're heading up there.
I'm gonna just follow her.
Alright.
Trying to be sneaky about it. Oh, that's not a success. I miss having chameleon skin.
Roll the notice. You might fail.
51. I failed.
How much did you fail by?
1. My perception is 50.
I failed by worse. He still spot me. I think that's how it works.
Here, clank, 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 look down. Oh,
It's
crap.
still a failed check.
Yeah, but mine was a failure too. So.
Is it a plus 30 margin of failure?
For what?
Well, he doesn't stealth in the first place if he
Yeah.
he failed it.
Okay, never mind.
So if I see him coming
It's
up
still
behind
possible she doesn't notice, but.
So if I know he's coming, so if I happen to glance down and see that there's another bot coming up behind me, can I drop a grenade? That is her usual.
If I see you winding up a grenade, I'm shooting you. In the
It
arm.
wouldn't be so much winding up as
You can either try to book it or attack.
No,
actually it'll be book.
Are you taking a grenade out?
No, it's just gonna be book it to get up and out as fast as possible. It's just gonna run.
Okay, I'm going to say that's a free running check.
I will chase after her, keeping an eye out for any dropped grenades.
I'm just surprised you aren't shooting
Critical
me yet.
success on the dot.
I actually got a 55 for my free running, which is also
What?
a critical success on the dot.
I got 55 too.
You both succeed.
We did like the most amazing free running ever, and they're still tied. It's like, what the?
Hold on.
It's the scene from Casino Royale occurs.
It's like all
44.
these parkour.
So, as a modern James Bond movie is acting out, as all 3 of us crit succeed.
Background noise.
Jumping off walls.
Hardcore techno music is going off in your heads-up display as the 4 of you bound up through your various
3
of your various
roll for
means of
Stan. 22.
Oh shit!
What did you
Roll for Stan.
It's somewhere in the summary.
He's running up the stairs.
Somewhere behind us.
You all get to that door at the exact same moment.
Do we all crash into each other at that point and realize how stupid we all are and recognize each other?
Yes, there is a collapse of 3 cestices, 8 limbs each, and a human.
7.
And a human with 4 limbs.
Oh,
Let's
the
roll
poor
luck to
person's
see
gonna
if
be
we don't
crushed.
get tangled.
No.
You all take 5 points of shame. But this moment will go down in history as the greatest rolls ever.
Why would there be shame damage? We should regain stress.
Do you guys have stress points?
Yes.
29.
He has a lot.
You know what? Each of you recovers 1d10 plus 1.
3.
3.
Good. Let's see, that was a 1 in 10 chance.
It's a
A
relaxing
1 in 10
zone.
chance. A 1 in 10 chance. A 1 in 10 chance.
Yep.
Oh, don't forget that before that I also made a critical success in opening that door.
That's true. That's 5 1 in 10
That's
chances.
ridiculous. And I don't usually use these dice. I'm going to continue using
It's a
these
shame
dice.
it couldn't have happened in combat.
Well, theory.
It has to be during a free running check.
Completely unnecessary for running.
And you volunteer to roll for Stan, too.
Well, I wanted to know. I was hoping you would crit fail. But yeah.
That would have been amazing.
Wait, guys, wait for me.
Okay. So you're at the top of this section of the residential area, which will lead into the next residential area. If you can get through the door, which is currently a tangled mess. All of you roll kinesics, because this feels familiar.
Well, I already recognize her, so I don't need to.
I failed.
10. I actually succeed.
Yeah.
I failed. I failed both.
Okay. The two of you.
Hey, Tanis.
How do you know who I
What did you actually roll?
am? 94?
Out of all the planets and all the solar system.
I think at this point you're probably
Yeah, I'll just- yeah,
you're
I'll
probably
just,
getting
yeah.
like plus 30 at this point.
It's like, what are you guys doing here?
Your failure is not due to not recognizing, it's due to not believing. No way. I thought I got renewed chumps.
It's like, well, this is awkward.
Hey, Tanis, good news. You appear to not be infected.
Glad to hear that.
Sorry for almost shooting you with my death beam.
Yeah, what the hell is that?
I'm still working that one out. I
Are
know
we
you
sure
don't-
we
I know
want
you-
him to have that?
I know you don't want to stand next to him when you start hearing that humming noise wind up.
Okay.
And if any part of you feels irradiated, tell us.
Sorry about the grenade.
Sometimes I
Good, I was waiting for that apology.
It's fine.
No, because he apologized and then she didn't.
Sorry about the
And in
grenade.
my head, I was counting the seconds to see if it was going to happen.
Sometimes I call it the macrowave agonizer. But the longer I think about it, it just seems more and more stupid.
The microwave antagonizer. It's just really annoying.
I call it my doomsday weapon.
So, I repeat.
Why don't you just call it the death ray? After your mentor, Harold Death. It's actually harmless.
No, his name was Ray Death. So he thinks he's being
Ray
clever
Death.
by calling it Death Ray.
He has yet to see the connection.
Behold, the death ray.
It's like,
Dr. Death, this death ray seems down. Why on earth would you name such a harmless thing a death? Oh, wait, I see. I love Mitchell and Webb.
no, that's not great seeing you guys. But, what are you guys doing here?
Investigating a crashed habitat.
Fair enough.
Why are you here?
I'm here looking for some data.
Oh, I
Project.
found a bunch. What kind of data? We found an archive a while back.
But then someone burned it.
And also where I just said a whale
Someone
back.
burned it.
No one burned it. What?
Yeah, I thought you burned it when we left.
No.
It's
I
one of
can-
the accessing devices.
I considered shooting it, but then I decided that would just spread fragments of it everywhere.
Oh, you just burned Dave's thing.
I didn't even burn it, I just made you leave it behind, away from everything else.
Okay.
And you broke the antenna.
Yes, just not that way.
They specifically disabled Wi-Fi on the devices by
Yes.
physically ripping parts off.
Yeah, that sounds like them.
I Have you been to the Central Archive looking for whatever it is?
Yes, I have. And it wasn't there.
What you looking for?
I'm looking for an ecto that belonged to Diarca Maru.
Okay.
Keep up with my naming scheme.
If you're gonna run any game, you need to practice on making up fake names.
Hey,
You need to take lessons from me.
And
See.
name everyone Sally. Or for me, and name everyone Dan.
Or Alex Ender.
Well, since every other
He's
character.
Australian.
That character is canon now. No, it was Alexa Under.
Yes, Alexa. Because I liked her under. She's Australian.
I figured since every other name I've had to make up for this campaign so far has been a Gundam Seed mashup, I should keep with the theme.
Well, as long as you're not ripping off from Twilight.
Yeah, that would.
Why did you pause?
Because my character's name is Edward, probably.
Well, no, I'm just saying the names.
She had this pause for
No.
a second.
I was saying the names in Twilight aren't particularly creative to begin with, so.
No.
Good point. Anyway,
Editing all of that shit out.
No one needs to know.
you
about
need a
this.
blooper reel of all the stuff you removed.
How much time have we eaten away with this?
It is currently 7 o'clock.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Thanks.
It could have been worse.
So, what is at the other side of this door?
It leads to the next tier of the residential area. These tiers, because they're built almost in the same way that tin can habitats are,
Sort of each one is sealed in case one floods, they can keep
Yes.
the other ones clear. Yeah.
even though this area is really large and has a lot of volume, it is repeated about 2 or 3 times above it. And it's all
Sort of
filled-
like think the stack of tuna cans.
Yeah.
Like they're wide, but they're not very tall, so there's just sort of partition.
Okay. The door itself is wide. It's one of those public access things. It's not meant for security at all. It's
Watertight, but otherwise not like super fancy.
it's actually
Probably
not
doesn't
closed.
lock.
It's kind of broken a bit and stuck open. But it does lead to a bit of a hallway, a stairway leading up. It'll lead to the next section.
Could I hazard a guess at what might have broken it open? Was it just like falling, or does it look like someone tampered with it intentionally?
It looks like the fall of the habitat did the damage.
Alright. Onward and upward, I suppose.
Alright. You make your way through. There's a similar door at the top. However, on the 2 parts of the door are these glass windows. And there's actually a line through the middle of each window. And you look closely, and that's actually water level.
Water level?
There's like a window, and there's like water up to like halfway up it.
Oh. So, one of them got flooded.
At
Evidently.
least partially.
Oh, okay.
Kind of in what's been happening to this one too.
Well, I think the first and important check would be to drill a hole above the water line and try and get a nanodetector in the water to see if that's infected water or not. So infected water, we're just going in anyway.
Well, I've got some smart plankton we can set in to get some readings ahead of time.
I don't want to
They start plotting against you.
I don't want to get infected smart plankton. Thank you.
I was saying after we check.
Yes. Checking first.
They disappear into the coral reefs of Europa. They start building like skyscrapers of coral.
Each of them is only like the height of a matchstick. A lobster comes by and just destroys the city.
But it's from the
Several
plankton's point of view, so it looks like Godzilla.
Several monster movies. Attack of the 1-inch lobster. Arr! Attack of the 50-centimeter.
And old One Claw's back.
Hell from the Deeps Part 2. One Claw returns.
The Revengeing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
do the hole. So yeah, this hole. What do you do now? What are you putting through it?
Preferably a nanodetector.
Okay. Take it through. Beep 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 beep. You are specifically picking up nanomachines related to water maintenance and purification.
Like cleaning water.
Yes. Nothing else.
Set the nanodetector on the table. Watch it. For a couple of minutes, see if it does anything.
Roll for it. It attacks you now.
Yeah.
Although you, Mr. Crazy, have the weirdest sensation and it's staring.
And while these guys are curiously investigating the now detector, I'm just gonna reach through the hole and drop the smart plankton swarm into the water. So
You open up a little foil pack and
like
Well,
sea monkeys.
poured in, swizzle stick.
I like to think it looks like one of those Boolean packets you see in like Mr. Noodle packages.
It's an OXO cube.
And it's got like little instructions on how to use the
Smart plankton.
Some manufacturers put them in what look like pixie sticks.
No, they had to recall that after several incidents. Okay, the plankton drops in the water.
So yes, I sent them out to record video, audio, temperature, chemical traces, and movement. See what they see.
Alright, it is cold water. Very cold. You'd guess as cold as the water outside in the ocean. There are traces of separated hydrogen and oxygen, which might suggest electrolysis.
When you say separated hydrogen and oxygen, you mean just ions in it, or?
Yeah, sorry. Basically, if you electrocute water, you can actually separate the oxygen and hydrogen.
Yeah, well, it separates into gases, though.
Well, gases are lighter than water.
He knows that.
Trying
Do
to
you
say
think
there's
he might
evidence
be
of that happening
Yeah,
in
see-
the water.
Yes, either
Yeah.
if there's like active electricity.
It probably more
In the
likely
water.
it's just detecting a current in the water. Like
Yeah, you're right. Minor electrical
Go
current.
and pick that up.
Not enough to cause electrocution, but it's probably
Is it
coming
salt water?
Yes.
Shit. Because here's a fun fact about electrolysis. If you do it to salt water, it also makes elemental sodium, which usually just reacts with the water again, and chlorine gas. Yay!
You detect chlorine gas.
Fortunately, we're all robots.
Except for standard.
Well, guys.
It'll make us rust like a bastard if we get exposed to it, though.
Like, well, good news, guys. At least we're not in biomorphs.
You all look at Stan.
At least it will. Well, he's got a vaccine. He's
I
fine.
I can TACnet these guys the information right now that
We don't have technets.
Oh well.
we didn't
never
get to
mind
pick
then.
our morphs. And
Ah.
equipment upgrades.
Do you happen to have a smart vac suit?
No.
I have a couple of extra
I do have an
vaccines.
emergency bubble.
You have
I had like
You
3.
could try to scrounge the residential area for
No,
I still have another one. You can just have it.
I'll just take one of those.
you somehow fit into a vaccine. I'm still not sure how this morph would do it.
Because they reshape.
It reshapes.
I was kind of picturing like Sailor Moon transformation sequence.
Except with an 8-limbed robot. Twirling around. Stars everywhere.
And for some reason you have a wand.
It's gonna wrong throws it away.
It explodes.
You now take up a club skill.
Sci-Fi prism power! It took me a long time to remember what the chant was.
So
The power of the
Boot
moon
something.
are we
corporation.
gonna find a door or punch a hole in the wall in the window, or are
Do
we
the-
just gonna pass
I
by?
Do
can
this-
cut a hole.
Do the smart plankton pick up any traces of movement or any other like living things in there?
How exactly are their sensors like? Can I see a description of it?
I think they're from the reward book.
What page?
It'll say on the chart.
Oh, it can record video, audio. Okay. It can record a lot.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, there is movement in there.
It's the water version of SmartOS. So it's found in movement, with video and audio. Does it find any what it is?
Yes. There are several civilians in vac suits.
That are moving around?
Yes.
What are they doing?
They are just repeatedly walking in circuits. One walks around the room and does it again.
Are they in a sort of a dry area, or are they just sort of swimming around?
Well, the area is much more flooded than the area you were previously in, but there are still dry areas.
Alright.
Although they seem like they don't notice the water or even really care.
Okay, my best guess is that they've gotten infected and then wandered in here and the water started flowing in from elsewhere. If we shoot them and puncture the vac suit, it's just going to contaminate the water. So we should try and avoid them entirely.
Also, because of the video feed, you actually know that while the volume of the other civilian area you were in was straight up, this one is actually tilted severely at this angle. Although it looks exactly the same on the inside as the previous one did.
So are the floors also tilted?
Yes.
Okay.
All the floors are like 45-degree angle. This will be fun.
Yay, grip pads.
Why is it that everywhere I end up with you guys, there's always zombies?
It's a knack.
It's not that we always find zombies, it's that we're sent to places where there are zombies.
It's part of the job description.
It's like, I've amazingly avoided these for the last week I've been here.
Also, incidentally, I am a necromancer, but... Wait, wrong game.
Alright, so onward, or shall we?
No, you still gotta get the doors open, guys. Or through it somehow.
Are the doors stuck or locked or what?
No, they can be opened.
Oh, wait, hold on. This is a cylindrical building, and it's just a floor. Could we just... Why are we even in here?
To explore the habitat. To find cortical stacks.
Yes,
Of the
you're trying to
previous
find
waste
cortical
team that
stacks.
was sent here.
You're
When the
trying-
person who only listens to the episodes remembers the plot better than you.
Because I explained it to her when we were
Well, no, but
No, she
I
listens
didn't.
to
Oh
it.
no, I didn't actually know why you were there. I could not figure out why you guys were there. I knew you were looking for something. He reminded me it was the
Yeah.
cortical stacks.
We're looking for the cortical stacks of
Our previous
Murderhobe
team.
Incorporated
Yes.
team.
Yes, and I'm looking for a ecto.
Is it an ecto with plans for a freaky dolphin monster?
It is ecto with
Because we found partial.
important secret
I love
plans.
how you didn't go to the science wing.
Well, the science wing was collapsed. And we already
Well,
looked at the computers.
It was flooded, not collapsed.
flooded with infected water. I'm not going in there.
The one I'm looking for is a personal ecto, so presumably it'll be in the residential area. I conveniently say so that we're in the right area, so I can farcast at the end of this.
Nah, not help us with our problems.
Well, I have to not be here next week, so.
Do you have any way of detecting ectos?
Electrical
Well,
sense.
Yeah, electrical sense
If they're
and the
on.
smart plankton
If they're in the area,
if they're in the water.
Okay. You do know that one of the humanoids,
Mhm.
well, they're all carrying ectos, but one of them has a specific wireless reading that matches the Wi-Fi signal you are looking for.
It's like, well, guys, I might need some help with this. Don't suppose you get detours for
Well, we're not really on a set plan of exploration here. We're pretty much going to end up going everywhere until we find what we're looking for. Namely, heads to cleave open.
Besides, one of the support struts might be up there.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's what we were trying to get up to where the sort of anchorage points were.
Oh, right, yeah, that's where we were when everything went to hell.
Other us, yes.
Yes.
Yes. Crow's at the bottom of an elevator shaft somewhere.
Sicario might have actually survived that.
Ah, they might have.
Crow can't
really
swim.
hope he didn't swim, yeah. Or forgot how his arms work.
Yes, let's just hope that all those shredders, each with a special name, mysteriously got destroyed.
They're all jammed.
They all jammed while trying to fire them into your own head. It was the worst run of rolls ever seen. 699s.
I'm sorry, if you roll 699s at a time, your character's just dead. I don't care what your
If
attempt
you roll
is.
699s, you should probably just consider not playing this game anymore. Or you should consider playing forever because nothing could ever be as bad as that run.
See, at
You
that
used
point,
up all your bad luck at once.
see, I don't get superstitious about dice that much.
Shouldn't.
But at that point, if that happened, I would.
That's when you switch dice.
Well, at that point, that run of rolls is statistically significantly off. Anyway, so we have water flowing up this door here.
Yep.
Alright. Do we know much about the layout of the, we know the layout of the sort of cylinder around. Do we know basically how much water would flood through if I opened them?
It's basically one of the civilian floors worth of water. It wouldn't nearly fill the first civilian area you were in.
Okay, because I'm tempted to just
Partially
open it,
drain
let
the
it
above.
drain part of it so we can go through and then close it behind us.
Hmm.
Well, actually, no, I don't want to do that. That's a terrible idea. Because then it'll hit the infected water in the channels and overflow them into other parts of the habitat, and that would be really bad.
Well, that is
It's a good thing you're thinking that far ahead.
The water in the channels that we just went left in the courtyard, we know that it had infected aquifers in it. Well, the problem is I don't really want to cut a hole in the wall.
We could seal up this room and then flood it.
That's true. Are we in like sort of an airlocky kind of thing?
Actually, due to the nature of the structure, I'll say yes, there is an airlock.
Though we might want to be a little redundant when we want to leave.
Well, I actually have a different plan for leaving, which is to just cut a hole
I was
in
gonna
the
say, just
wall.
go out and then go back in.
But that
Like, we're probably not going to come back this way. And I don't mind flooding the chamber below with one airlock's worth of water, because that's not really going to do much, aside from ruin a lot of people's houses. The mold damage, no!
There's one careful collection of old Earth books.
Oh.
Just on this beautiful shelf. And it's just water.
It's just boosh. It turns into just dust.
Alright, so,
Any objections to this plan?
no objections.
Alright.
I have an idea though. When we do get in there, if they haven't noticed us, maybe we could sneak over, steal the ecto while they're.
Steal an ecto off a guy's wrist in a room full.
That he's looking at.
What time is it?
That's a hell of a thievery check. What? that's on part of it with I think there was, when they came up with rules for thievery at epic level, there were like suggestions of modifiers, like stealing something that belongs to yourself has like a minus 50 modifier. And it was, someone worked out the modifier for stealing your own pants without knowing you were doing it. And it's like minus 70.
I love that thief trick you told me about, where you just pick an item and it just vanishes.
Oh, legend, thief of legend, yeah.
So Tanis will go and close the airlock door on the other side, and then scurry back.
Yep. You open it up, water pours through. It runs to the hallway, down to the door, splashes down the rest of the residential area. But now you have an airlock to use.
Alright, so we go inside.
Just using got grenades in two of our hands, just to be ready.
Airlock closes, slowly fills with water, pressurizes right. Before it opens, you roll notice. Plus 20.
Perception plus 20?
Yeah.
87, which is a fail even if I'm oxy it.
You weren't paying attention to the video feed in your plankton. Doors open.
Wait! Oh, I guess, would situational awareness help me in this at all? Because I can't be...
Can't be surprised,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you don't notice the filters open.
Also, didn't the rest of us look at that?
Were you following it the whole time?
I would be.
Did she have a way of sharing it with us?
If she
If
shared
so,
it,
then
I would be looking at it.
Well, yeah, I'm going to say you guys saw the feed, so before the door opens,
Sure.
before, you can choose not to open it at this point, but you notice that two figures in vac suits have gone up to the door.
Is one of
Slam
them,
on it.
do any of them, does one of them, the two have that ecto?
He loves it. Wait, okay,
I
so,
love
so,
the
question.
watch
So we're
check,
on
yeah.
a... So, okay. So we're on...
It's a DM thing.
So we're on one side of the door, they're on the other side of the door.
Yeah.
Is our side filled with water already?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's all
okay.
pressurized.
Alright.
Yeah. Now the trick here is we have to somehow subdue them without breaching their vac suits. Assuming they actually attack us. which I'm
Unfortunately,
assuming they will.
grenades won't... Ooh, I do have unarmed combat.
I have unarmed combat at 65.
As they go
With
through,
your
just grab them,
ratty
break their
arms.
necks. They each got one
Hey,
of them.
I took out that 9 lives guy at a chokehold.
Yeah, that was cool. I will allow you both to make a grapple check when the doors open.
You could go
What?
over the grapple rules in the system.
Roll unarmed combat
Yeah.
contested.
Let me
Yeah.
set the scene. Door opens. See, it's a residential area. Two figures in very pedestrian, low-grade vac suits. Visor on one of them is just red, stained inside with blood. You actually can't see what's behind it. The other one you can. but it's wrong. There's teeth sticking out of skin, weird points. And the hairs actually come loose from the scalp, but is still floating around inside the faceplate.
Turn to look at you two. What did you do?
And they lunge forward. Grapple check, guys.
I'm going for body shots, but
I rolled a 6.
Moxie to 49, success.
Oh wait, I want to be better than they did, but still a success, right?
Yeah.
Should I moxie that to a 60?
Well, see what they roll first.
Okay. Can I make the decision after they roll?
Fail at rolling dice. It's like 3 times you drop that down.
96 on one of them.
It was 16.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 6. Should I moxie that to a 60?
Yeah, you'll want to.
60!
Okay. They lunge forward, you grab the head, you punch them on the head.
Punch his stomach, break his neck.
Get the gut
Kick
shot
it
in.
for good measure.
Get the gut shot in when it sort of bends over from the force. That's when you get the knee in the face. Two knees in the face.
The one with all the reds staining the inside of the faceplate. There's then a splotch of black stuff on the inside that forms.
Avoid hitting the faceplate.
Do not puncture. With our pointy metal bodies.
They struggle, but they're able to hold them.
I've also got telescopic arms.
You hold them at distance.
Reach.
You have
I have
bender
reach.
arms?
I have reach. Is the point I'm getting at here.
You have bender arms.
Kill it, fire!
Oh, no fire. Fire bad.
While this is happening, we're going to keep an eye on the third one.
There wasn't a third one.
There are several other figures, but there are a few floors up.
Oh, so the one with the echo that we detected?
He's
Two
up.
floors up.
3 floors
It's still
up.
in the same general vicinity though.
Ah, okay.
Don't lose that echo.
Gotcha. So what should we do with these ones? Oh,
Well,
wait,
I'm
they're...
gonna continue-
You know
wait,
that
I'm
only
going to
the
continue trying to subdue them.
janitor's closet.
roll perception to see if there's some place to shut these guys
Have we actually subdued them already?
But we're grabbing them. They're
Okay.
still moving them.
That's what I
13
thought.
success.
If we can find something to lock them in, that would
Let's
be
build them before we try and hide the bodies.
There's a restroom, flooded restroom a few doors down. It looks like it could easily be barricaded or locked. It's a little difficult moving through the water, but you could try to drag them over there. It's going to be an additional check to make sure you can hold them until you
Why
get
don't
to the
you
door.
figure out how much damage just being punched does? Okay, it's just a d10 plus sum divided by 10. So in my case, it's 10 damage.
D10 plus Psalm divided by 10?
Yeah.
11. So it's 7 plus 4.
Wow, you hurt that one. Alright.
10 and 11.
And now to get them towards the place, you're going to have to make another grapple check to succeed. They're going to try to break free with a penalty. This one was for you. It rolled 71.
Alright. I must moxie again in order to make a 71 a success. No, it wouldn't be for that game.
Failure.
Alright. I will moxie again to success.
Yours is 87. So it's a failure.
Okay.
They
But I rolled
So do we not
92.
have to
I
roll
rolled
for
92, but moxie it to a 29.
I have
He's
not.
down to 1 moxie in 1 session.
He takes another 5 as he's struggling with me. Oh, did he take a wound from taking 10 damage?
Yes, but it's the integrity of the suit has not been damaged.
Okay.
And if we did damage again, then I did another 7 damage.
Okay.
And that was their turn, so we get a turn to just basically punch them. Critical success. Armor defeating gut punch. 8 damage.
You know what?
20 success.
This infected person
Do I
has
just,
changed a lot.
Do I sort of just
14
spin him around and
damage.
just punch him in the spine?
I did 14 damage.
Take that, man.
I don't know what it was, but I can wait.
Nothing is more important than gaming.
You spin around, punch him in that spine. And even with all the conversions, the nanomachines warping his mind, you hear a...
Do I just hear a crack?
A crack and the most audible, disturbing, nightmarish scream of pain. That if it wasn't for the fact you are a hardened killer,
18, I make will at base. Even if it was at base, I make it.
I wasn't even gonna have you roll because you're skilled, but you know what? Congrats. Just be lucky you didn't crit fail that, because I would have kept that roll.
Is this like Eternal Darkness? Do I regain sanity when I beat up monsters? Is breaking someone's spine a very stress-relieving experience? Probably not.
You do damage to them, and you are able to toss them into the restroom if you can find some way of sealing the door. This will stop them from being a problem with you.
You gonna punch your guy?
I already did. I did 14.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
As she gleefully shoves the body into the washer, like, oh, it's nice being with you guys again.
Well, I wouldn't let go of them until we know there's actually a way to keep them stuck in here.
Oh.
What's the bathroom layout like?
Actually, I'm gonna check.
I'm guessing it doesn't have windows.
It's a small unisex washroom, no windows.
Wait, hold on.
Is it just like sort of a one room kind of thing?
Yeah.
Wait, before they put them in there, I'm going to do a scrounging check in the bathroom.
That's actually a good idea.
You actually stop them as they
Wait,
try to
wait,
shove
wait.
it in. Wait, guys. Let me do this.
Well, it's actually important to do that because they might have stuff in there that could help them escape. So it turns out someone left and
Oh,
killed
success!
someone there or
Actually
something.
succeeded.
Okay. There is nothing in there that they could use to escape. I mean,
That's
those.
fun. You should just have there be something and then we can take it.
You find a soggy pack of cigarettes.
That's a terrible job.
Synthco.
God, these guys are everywhere nowadays. I really hope they end up being campaign villains. It's all their fault. This hard to
My buddy likes playing evil characters, don't give him ideas. The problem is he power games too hard. Too hard.
I'll take those with me.
Eh, aside from that, you can't play
Don't take the potentially infectious things with you.
Remember, smoking kills.
Now you're doctor.
Smoking kills, as do bullets.
You do detect nanomachines in these.
Because they're nano smokes, but still.
Yeah, that one is not me.
You guys all suck.
My phone is on silent.
You actually detect nanomachines that are specifically for inducing the feeling of nicotine. So not only can regular biomorphs smoke them, but synthmorphs do. They're an equal opportunity seller.
Is this like just sort of, is it a lot like the other doors here where it's actually like a sliding metal door?
Yeah. It can be easily sealed with a welding torch or something.
Yeah, I was suggesting we throw them in here and I spot weld the door shut.
That can be done.
Deal with that, jerkwads. Sure, I'm gonna punch him in the spine and roll him in there.
The one who doesn't have a broken spine tries for the door, but luckily Tanis needs to be able to
You two hold it shut
as he
likewise.
welds it, and then welds the words "out of order" on the front of it.
No, I just put a sign that says temporarily out of service. Thank you for your patience. You don't want to put some really, like, obviously fucked up Cthulhian madness writing on there. You want to make it look really, really boringly ordinary.
In
So the
red
people who-
paint, there was a hole here.
It's gone now.
Alright. You can now get up into the non-flooded section of this residential area towards the two other figures, one of which has the ecto. You're able to get out of the water. The whole place is tilted, and you can see water coming down in streams from some
Are
of the
we
floors.
downhill from it or uphill?
You are downhill from it.
Can we see the guy with the ecto?
Yes.
Cold shot wrist.
Don't shoot.
Cold shot wrist.
the
Shoot.
ecto!
No, shoot
This
off
would
the
be where you
ecto.
crit fail.
No, you shoot off the ecto, and the ecto will roll down
And
with
destroy
the
the
hand.
ecto.
With the hand
One
still
of two
attached.
things will happen. You'll either breach the suit and subject us to possible infection, or you'll destroy the ecto. Please don't shoot the guy.
You know,
You have,
what is?
you have one of those electronic ropes that moves,
I
right?
do. In fact, I have 3.
Could you loose one up around his foot while his buddy's not looking, and then we just yank him down? And then
I
we
like
both
that.
grab him and beat him up.
I like that.
We like lurk at the water's edge, because the thing is it can move like a snake on its own. Snake it up. Wait till like one of them wanders off a little ways. Loop it. Because they're vac suits, so they can't really talk much. They just yank him down into the water, both of us grab him and just like choke hold him.
I will allow this.
We must Sam Fisher this.
Get the rope.
You can now control the rope.
Mm-hmm.
One of them turns around, leaving the one you're after exposed. Describe it, come on.
He already described it. I can't top that. I can't top that.
He's just sitting there looking at his like lecto, like holding it, like clutching it to his chest as he sort of looks around, starts rocking back and forth.
And then out of nowhere, he's sideways and being...
He just like, something loops around his like just behind his knee, and he's just like glances down. He's just whoop, just pinwheels his arms in. It's the neck.
And with all the subtlety of a horror movie, he is dragged off into the water.
With drag marks where his fingers were clinging to the ground.
Now there's like little squeaky marks in the wet. Yeah, because he doesn't have fingernails through it, but there's like little squeaky five lines where his fingers were crawling along a wet floor.
So we reel him down and basically beat the crap out of him.
2 against 1 and he's
3
surprised.
against 1.
That's true.
You all get a free attack.
Oh.
Let's see, unarmed.
Oh.
34 success.
Everything above 30 does extra damage.
Nope.
Oh, 5 without any extra damage.
Somehow I failed hitting a pin target.
That's a point. Is there a bonus for hitting him?
Well, if you have if you're above 30 on your roll, but still a successful roll, it's better.
I mean a bonus to the roll for hitting the guy who's being dragged along the floor.
Plus 30.
Okay.
I still fail.
Oh, wow.
Moxie,
Slip?
what?
I can't. If I don't Moxie, I fail.
Nah, I don't make it either. She does though. So she's got him ahead.
So you two try to punch him. End up punching like the glass railing in front of you.
Wait.
No. You are enjoying being able to punch
You got
things.
97?
Yes.
I got 98. I think we both went to grab him and went bang! Ah! And then she grabbed him.
Each one of you has like a little cracked headlight now.
Throw up around your face on my headlight.
It's not even a big crack, it's just one of those little line cracks.
So you saw a grapple and then try and hold him,
Yeah.
So you got him.
hold him down. Yes. Should I roll another unarmed combat?
Yeah.
53 success.
Punch it.
Let's see. Start this. Ooh, 23.
But I got a 53, so I won.
Oh yeah, you're right. You kicked his ass.
And now we get normal punching.
You hear a muffled moaning from inside the vacuum.
And I get another 11 damage on him.
You just smack him right in the chest, and there's a crumpling noise from inside, and a popping, kind of like popcorn.
I got 32 success. Or
Something that looks like an organ just came out of his mouth into the visor of his vacuum.
torch. I got
So he
30.
starts chewing it back in.
Oh, that was unnecessary.
I got 32 success for 8 damage plus whatever the bonus is. Is it 5? I think for 30 or better. Is it 5, 10 for 30 or better, 60 or better?
Instead of punching, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
it's 5 times.
start working on getting the ecto off.
So 13 damage.
Okay. You hit him hard. You hit him pretty hard. You jack the echo.
Ecto.
Echo. Shut up.
Never.
You're not the boss of me.
I can't steal reverberated sounds.
Shut up. You're not my real dad.
Yes, I am.
So is he still moving around?
Give him one good swing.
4.
On 4.
So you could probably.
He crit failed.
Oh well.
He
5
accidentally,
damage.
while struggling, he loops that rope around his leg, ends up looping around his neck. Just gets himself more stuck.
And he stops moving.
Okay.
I'm going to award you 4 healed stress for managing to be able to succeed in the plan of not contaminating the water.
Yay!
Yay!
Because that was a major plan and it could have easily screwed up.
Yes.
And I would have punished you for that if that happened.
Hey, Joshua, want to pass me that ecto?
You know we won't.
Why not?
Because he's paranoid as hell right now.
Scan it with a nano detector.
Yeah, well, you're doing my job for me, I don't mind.
You're scanning it?
Yeah.
Beep beep.
I'm not going to be able to download this in Barcast.
Analyze.
You need that info. How far are you willing to go for this info?
Analyze it.
Yeah, I'm analyzing it.
Analyzing the nanobots and whatever on it.
Let's see. Nanoplankton, parasites.
Why would those be on a ecto?
Yeah, it's weird, right?
Oh, goodness. Everyone out of the water right now.
Oh dear.
They're not respirocytes, they just register as them.
Something unknown.
Oh good, the water's contaminated. I'm just gonna go ahead and give me that stress back.
Actually, no, the water isn't infected. That's actually weird. Take the detector of the water.
Well, that's because we haven't tested the water. Since that happened. I mean, granted, it's only going to have a few nanobots in it, but it still counts when they're this kind of nanobots.
That goes the stress.
Purge the ecto.
So if they're on the outside of the machine, though, are we to assume that the data, like if I were to just download the data off
I'm
of it?
assuming it is.
Well, we need
How
this.
badly you need that info.
We do need this info.
It does not slip my notice that a bunch of people wandering around looking at ectos screams basilisk hack to me. So, this is probably a corrupted ecto. And I don't have a flicker box to check.
They should make that.
Well, in 20 minutes she's downloading and broadcasting with it, so. But in the meantime, she'll just hang on to it and help for a bit.
Oh, I don't think Joshua's going to give it to you. I'm pretty sure he's planning on burning it.
Punch
The
him.
firewall needs that info.
After it hit the water and got pulled out, does it still have nanobots on it, or did they wash off?
They washed off.
Okay. So we can carry it around, but don't go back in the water.
Just when you thought. I'm not even going to finish that sentence.
Okay.
After it hit the water, I'm going to make a point of swimming away quickly from where it entered the water and then getting out to hopefully wash any that was on me off.
You're able to wash off and then jump back onto one of the slanted
Landy
levels.
bits.
So there's still a couple of zombies for
There's
lack of
one.
better term. One. Okay.
You're able to sneak past if you want, or try to neutralize it.
I will just go around it.
Okay. It's going to be a sneak check infiltration check.
In that case, I vote we beat him up.
I was gonna say,
Because we all suck at that at the moment.
you're trying to boom and just wrong.
Notify him. Possibly explode yourself. Come on.
No.
Not while you're holding that ecto.
As the game master, would I lie to you?
Yes.
Lie, usually not. Tempt you with terrible decisions all the time. It's where you need that magic item that's like, this gives you a +5 to any check, but only if it's a terrible idea. It's called the Ring of Bashful Stupidity. As long as it's,
They would abuse that.
as long as it's stupidly risky, get +5 to the check.
You meet the queen of the realm. I want to hit on her.
That's not stupidly risky. That's just kind of dumb and unlikely to do anything. Stupidly risky is like, oh, you need to cross this chasm. Well, we've got this line set up on either side that you can hand over hand across. I'm going to untie it from this side and Tarzan so we can cross. Okay. Actually happened in my 13-page game. He succeeded. And he only took a little damage. And he met some friendly orcs at the bottom.
You think that's bad?
Who gave him a bag of cookies.
The character in one of my game deals a lot of damage with swords, so he took up a knockout strike ability. And basically, it lowers the damage he does, but if he hits and does enough damage, he can knock somebody unconscious or put them to sleep. So he tried to go non-lethal because he had guilt over a last fight. Hit this son of a bitch and rolled so much damage that even with the standard effect of knocking him unconscious, it still killed him. Because there's an effect that if you do 5+ damage, 6+, you overkill. Which not only kills them brutally, but everything around them gets a fear effect.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man.
So it looked like as if he nonchalantly...
I smashed the hilt of my sword into his face.
So
and came out the other
that
end.
his skull detached.
We were trying to take out
The
one last fellow.
Yeah, assuming we're not going to try to sneak past him. Actually, we can take our time, can't we? Sneak a bit at a time. What is everyone's infiltration?
20.
That's 1 in 5. Not that bad.
Let's see. 40.
I don't think I've made a single
It's
infiltration.
actually-
No, I've made one infiltration check in that room with the glass walls.
In your case, it becomes 50-50 if we're getting your time, but yours becomes 70, mine becomes 9. So mostly he'll notice you.
Like, oh crap, takes the echo podcast. Alright, so stealthing?
I really don't think Joshua's going to give you that.
I have a perception, or I mean a persuasion.
He has how many points of stress on his side?
26.
He has 26 points of paranoia to be your persuasion check with.
He's nuttier than a Christmas fruitcake.
Not very nutty
I
at
was
all.
gonna say, I just made like 60 fruitcakes over the last week and none of them had nuts in them.
He also don't.
Man, I need to come up with a better insanity joke. He's talking to more people than... Oh, who's that chick who had multiple personalities? Sybil! You don't get it?
No.
Joke fail.
It's okay.
Just abort the joke now.
Abort. I hereby humbly apologize to all the listeners of this moment for my terrible taste in jokes.
I don't know if you can really call them jokes. DM
That was a joke.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is known as drawing DM aggro.
You're now infected. Congrats.
Yay!
You're now infected. You're now infected. Infection for everybody. No.
Well, let's try and infiltrate past this guy then.
Sure.
You know what? You'll get a bonus to your rolls if he helps guide you.
I succeed. Barely.
How much bonus do I get?
Plus 30 if you're taking your time.
No, oh yeah, you're right.
Plus 10 if I'm helping.
Oh, if we get a plus
If you're
30, I
helping me,
succeed.
I succeed.
Okay.
If I don't get your help, I fail by 1.
You
Nice.
managed to make it across.
With the plus 30, I succeeded by a margin of 3.
That's okay, I only succeeded by a margin of 8.
You reach the next doorway into the third and final area of the civilian center. Except you can tell from just the twist and jaunty angle of the whole structure that the third section is almost horizontal.
Interesting.
So it's level?
Almost.
Alright.
The entryway to this one, though, is open and fully fine. I mean, the hallway itself is twisted, busted, doors are ruined, but you're able to get through. And although the inside of this structure is just like the other two structures you've been in, it's weird seeing it on its side like this. And a good part of the upper wall is actually dented down from a large portion of ice from the upper crust that had ripped into it. But it had put so much weight against the edges of the structure that it stopped it from filling up completely with ocean water.
Okay.
And there's also a strange structure on the other side of this weird ice piercing. It looks like a bit of the support strut.
Alright. Something to head to. Let's go with that one.
However,
Oh. I hate howevers. It's always like, however, there are 4 trolls in your way. However, there's a giant blob monster. However, then the Shoggoth appears.
you know, the thing
However,
you wouldn't have
you just
seen right
spoke.
away.
The thing I described last, because I knew if I described it first, you would ignore everything else.
The bottom part of this section is slowly filling up and is now like a great pool leading down towards the wreckage of this support structure.
Is it possible to close the door we came through behind us?
It would have to be welded shut.
Worst comes to worst, you can cut your way back out.
Well, there's no fear that it's going to pour down with the next one. That's what you mean.
Yeah, that's mainly what I'm concerned about.
No, not going to happen.
I don't like that face.
Came out of the door in like an outcry.
I'm still wet. I'm gonna weld that door shut. The water in there got infected and contagious.
It's not bad, it's not bad.
Okay.
I just realized something. When you forecast out here, you're leaving your body and all your gear behind.
Yes, I was already planning to give
So
you
you're going to
grenades
leave the
before I
body.
left. I was gonna just give you the stuff.
Here, have this lovely vial of infected goodies.
Oh, I have lots of grenades. Well, actually, not that many.
I still have a plan I want to do with that ectope. I'm waiting till we find someone who's not infected that we don't care about. So you can do it, turn it on, point it at their face and say, does this look infected to you? see if they go crazy.
We should just end the recording with static after you say, "Does this look crazy?"
Crazy looking thing.
And they're just.
However, once we get that door welded, are we welding that door shut?
I am.
Okay, so once we get that door welded shut, Tanis is gonna turn to Joshua and can I have the exo?
No.
I don't know
What
if you can actually
that
persuade
does
other
it.
characters.
Yeah.
Please
Doesn't
declare your
matter,
actions before rolling.
Persuasion.
Because I might give bonuses or penalties.
Persuasion.
Oh yeah, it was a
But yeah,
it
don't
was
do
gonna be
persuasion.
Okay.
I mean,
Social
Okay.
skills and other PCs don't usually win.
yeah.
Okay.
Physical skills, on the other hand.
I'm not gonna wrestle him for it, although I would win. Just throwing that out there.
No.
Wrestle the computer geek.
If you wrestle me, something would explode.
He just set his gun up and kill us all.
Why did you have to use that phrasing?
Because we were all thinking it.
What? Disturbing sexual innuendo?
Oh.
It's just me?
I think it
I
was just
didn't
you.
even get that till
I'm
you.
sorry, buddy. It just happens to me sometimes.
I didn't even get
This
that.
has never happened before.
Look, I go to meetings for it, and I'm working through it.
I'm talking about
Yeah, wait.
nuclear death
I
ray.
got the gun thing. I got
Oh, wait,
that.
you are? Oh,
I think it's because when he said it, he held up like an imaginary gun that was on the opposite side, so you didn't see the gesture.
Firewall really needs that information. I need to get it back. This is a time-sensitive issue, and I've already been down here for a week.
Hey, you know what we're also part of?
Being infected.
Yes, but that's besides the point. We need to get that information, so we need to clean it, if at all possible.
Can't scrub a basilisk hack.
Well, if
I
it's
mean-
basilisk hack, we'll find out there.
We can
Presumably,
find out
Firewall
really
has
fast.
a way of doing it.
They do. They have a way. They have flicker boxes, but that won't give them the data. It will just tell them, "Oh, this has a basilisk hack on it."
In which
Well,
case,
that's useless.
in that case, it's useless. But if it's not a basilisk hack, they will need that info.
How will you be able to carry it with you?
Download it.
Where?
The basilisk hack into your brain.
Well, yeah, that's
That
why I've got a
explains it.
backup before I went on the
That
job.
will take you over, and then you'll try to kill us. I don't see how.
But doesn't the
I don't-
basilisk hack, doesn't the way it work is you have to look at it? Or you have to review
There's
the
a thing
information?
called digital infection. If you're a synthmorph, you can get digitally infected, and it only takes like 3 turns to take you over.
Okay.
If it has a basilisk hack on it, it has the exurgent
I'll
virus.
just take some of those
It
sticky...
takes one turn.
Okay. Starts sticking sticky grenades to myself. Alright, now can I have the ecto?
First, do the test. Point it at her and ask if it looks infected to you.
Standing there
Let's see if
unabused.
it actually is a basilisk.
Standing there unabused with multiple arms crossed.
I point a gun at her.
Wait, hold on. If things go bad, who do I contact to let them know?
Proxy 101. Let them know he can get the information to the right person.
Alright.
Tap, tap,
What's your
tap,
boxy
tap.
currently?
1.
I'm just got a minor headache.
If it is a basilisk hack, there's an actual test to resist it.
Ah, shit!
Yeah.
Well, there's been so much talk about it, I now want to do this.
Oh, God.
They're not like random luck rolls. It's like
So it's not like
I
the
think it's
haunting
like-
strain.
no, it's like cog plus int plus something or something like that. It's weird. Basically, it's a test to see if your mind is susceptible to the specific one that they've programmed. Because any given one only works on certain people. It's not like a universal thing.
I use far too many hand gestures for recording.
Yeah, I do too.
Brains neuronal wiring to inflict nausea, vertigo, disorientation, and even seizures. Often mistaken as a stroke or cerebrovascular.
Yeah, if someone gets hit with a basilisk hack, you kind of notice immediately.
Yeah.
Because they like go into a catatonic state or start berserkly flipping out.
By the way, I'm gonna remember
The
this
actual
when...
one of like exposing someone and having them actually become exurgent takes like 10 minutes of exposure or something like that. The problem is as soon as it hits you once, you tend to keep staring at it unless someone pulls it away from you.
Cog plus int plus sav.
Cog plus int plus sav.
If this test fails, their brain is susceptible to the hack, and they immediately suffer 1d10 mental stress. Additionally, one of the following effects applies. The duration for each effect listed below is 1 minute, plus 1 additional minute per 10 full points of margin of failure.
Alright, so if I beat a 51, I'm fine.
Yes.
Ooh, 25. You're fine.
Success!
Here's a static and flashing and a QR code for a second. It's kind of confusing.
Joining the extension swamp.
A strange but familiar picture of an old show you used to watch. That's it.
The music from Candle Cove starts playing.
Somewhere. Hey, no, but probably nothing.
Yeah, that's fast.
Dropped to the ground, melted.
No, she didn't react to it.
No, she didn't.
Yeah.
She's normal.
No, but we still heard the scrambly sounds.
It could just be some kid's dubstep mixtape.
That sounds like Basilisk Gag.
Well, presumably where she's far casting to will be quarantined.
Secure.
Yeah, secured in quarantine. So
You might want to radio ahead and make sure.
if yeah,
How will you do that under leagues and leagues of water?
Well,
Presumably if I can fire
speaking
cast.
as someone who looked at her character sheet a second ago, she has a radio booster.
haha. So
I'm guessing for this purpose.
actually, it was in case when she was in the underwater thing, she got stuck somewhere. That was what it was for. guys, I'm stuck.
Guys, I got locked in the bathroom.
Help.
But she has an emergency bubble with comfy blow furniture. Anyway, so she'll radio ahead, download the data. Nice to see you guys. Good
Well,
luck on your.
It's worth noting, you're not susceptible to a basilisk hack. If you actually downloaded that into your brain, that's digital exergent strain. That's a different thing. That will ruin you in like 3 turns. That's like the biomorph. It would be like if a biomorph had an infected creature stick their tongue in your mouth and pour bile into you. Like, except faster.
Wait a sec.
It's
I figured out how to get the
it
data
would be
back.
like being injected with a syringe full of infected
I love
blood.
this. This is like some kind of a Rubik's Cube.
It's really not. Like, it's been corrupted by...
So if it's corrupted by
Exergent
basilisk, there's no way of.
Unless what they're looking for is a sample of digital exergent strain, there's no point in sending this data.
Actually, that
You
could
need
that.
to refluff your story. That's
Yeah,
the case.
actually, that'll work. I'll
'Cause
take that.
If it has a basilisk hack on it, there is like basically an arms race between Ozma and Firewall to try and weaponize a basilisk hack.
I was actually.
That might have been the shadiest possible shit they sent you on, which would be a perfectly legitimate reason for them to tell you not to tell us what you're doing.
Congrats, Madam Guinea Pig.
Thank you for actually. I always feel like my hook for my plot was really weak before. Booyah!
Now get all the characters infected with it. First mission.
I was like, well,
It's our new Firewall recruitment app.
just have Nanny run a quick backup, and then like, well, I gotta get this back. So
Wait,
it was
hold
nice
on.
seeing you
Wait, hold on.
guys.
Can't you just farcast that data just
Yeah.
over here?
You can.
I can forecast that.
Yeah.
Oh.
You don't have to
stay
plug it into your
behind.
brain.
Oh.
You can basically program your radio booster to transmit whatever is next connected to it,
Well, there goes
And
my whole
then-
bullshit reason for having
and
my
then-
character have to leave.
or you can just shoot yourself in the head. You can also just emergency forecast away anyway, on the basis that your job's done.
True. Alright, so I'll send it. Yeah.
I'd
Catch
like
the
to-
radio booster.
I'd like to have at least one firewall mission that I walk away from.
So she'll forecast the data.
Because if you program the radio to do it, just dump whatever is next connected to it, you can get it to transmit before it infects the radio.
It's like, alright, and go!
And then the radio starts transmitting forecasted basilisk hack waves.
Starts playing jazz music for no reason.
Ah.
Yeah, as soon as it transmits, you want to break that.
The radio system of the whole habitat starts playing Mambo number 5 for some reason.
No, it's the earworm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody in the car, come on, let's ride to the.
Here.
I don't remember.
I actually know the Disney one pretty well. So it's just basically like starts hand handing off the, like belts of grenades.
Alright, divvy this stuff up.
Yeah.
So I
And
have.
then get a good distance away before you explode.
So I've got 6 concussion grenades left.
Here, I'll just write one of the notes.
Why don't I just give you the sheet?
That's actually sensible.
There's the gear sheet. Alright, it's nice seeing you guys.
Alright.
Good
Because I can have fun.
So
I meant that to be in character, but it works out of character as well.
Your character just habitually tells people good game. And occasionally goes GG.
Yeah.
And nobody understands it.
Oh, totally. Good raid, guys. Good raid.
Hey, you have an ecto. Fun.
Yeah, I got 2 actually.
Oh.
Oh, I've only got
It's
one.
only got one.
Oh, only got one.
Who has hardware electronics?
It's like, yeah, guys, by the way, you might want to blow up that ecto after him.
Hey, you have hardware electronics.
The
What do you have it
actor
rated
starts
as?
crawling away.
That's all I've already.
Attaches a sticky frag grenade to it.
If I take my
Alright,
time, I usually
take your time and I assist you. Joshua's turning the ecto into a flicker box, damn it. I'm tired of this shit.
So, should I roll to see if I can turn into a flicker box successfully?
Oh, we can do that next time.
Later. Alright. If we remember.
Also, was that strictly something that just happened in a Let's Play?
Basically.
Or is there a written version of it?
There's no written version. What it is basically one of the GM in a game, the No Evil campaign, came up with the idea for as a Firewall thing. But the idea is simply that it works sort of mechanically with the way basilisk attacks function. It would disrupt them. But yeah.
Because I like the premise of it.
Yeah. Well, the thing is too, is when you connect it, it does start corrupting the flicker box, and when it corrupts something long enough, it can start doing sort of exertion synforth fix itself thing, and it will correct the flicker box to no longer function, right? So it works like once. You go, okay, that's a stat, discard.